Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm continuing or finishing. This is the last video of the series, so you can go and check out all the other Jupiter in the house overlay videos. Today I'm going to talk about Jupiter in the 11th house in Synastry, which, saving the best for last, maybe this is the best placement of all, although Jupiter in any house I consider lovely, depending on the aspects that are being made, but usually Jupiter is a beneficial influence wherever it falls. But Jupiter in the 11th house in Synastry, so when your Jupiter is falling into someone's 11th house in Synastry, or their Jupiter is falling into your 11th house in Synastry, is a placement of true friendship. And the Jupiter person can really expand the house person's faith in life and belief in the ability to have a true friend, which, depending on the state of their 11th house, can be something extremely valuable to them. So yeah, with this overlay, we can tend to see the Jupiter person being a true friend and having this instinctual feeling to be kind and support and do good for the house person, and even expand the house person's ability to believe in their highest dreams and ideal of what life could be. So this is a pretty positive, uplifting overlay to have. It definitely creates an instant feeling of friendship and kindness and feeling like you're on a similar path with someone. Yeah, I'll never forget one of my very first astrology teachers had his Jupiter in my 11th house, and we are still great friends to this day. We ended up becoming friends and staying connected even after I finished my classes, and I just look back and it was one of the most enriching experiences of my life, because prior to this point I hadn't really talked to anybody in person about astrology. I'd just been studying solo for 4 years, and then it was just, yeah, I have Jupiter and Uranus in the 11th house, and, I have Uranus and Neptune conjunct in the 11th house, so his Jupiter was there, and he really activated my abilities as an astrologer, and he told me that these particular placements indicated that I could be a fabulous astrologer, and so I definitely consider him a big contribution on my path in doing what I do now, which was kind of an activation of my highest dream, really. So yeah, that's just a personal example, but usually there is this feeling with this overlay that the Jupiter person really can help the house person in a big way in this realization of dreams, and also in connections, connecting the house person with particular people and books and places and friends, and expanding their horizons in a lot of ways, kind of like Jupiter in the 9th house overlay. It's definitely an expansive one, and the connections that can be made here from this person in your life can be, just very expansive and mind-opening and healing to the heart and mind. So yeah, and the Jupiter person, the house person, can feel a lot of gratitude towards the Jupiter person and classify them as a lifelong friend and someone who, has contributed a lot to their life, and there can be this deep feeling of gratitude for them. So it's definitely a very favorable overlay. Interestingly enough, I have my son's Jupiter is also there in a very close position to my Neptune as well in my 11th house. So it definitely, to me, the 11th house can feel like a soul mate feeling but it's more of a soul friendship. Like, it's a more lighthearted, loving feeling. It's definitely a feeling of friends. And, being friends with someone, like, in a true unconditional way is sort of undervalued, I think, in a love relationship, or like in our society. That type of love, like a platonic love, can be, yeah, just extremely valuable and beneficial to our life and our well-being. And that's kind of the feeling that comes from this one, is friends first and buddies. And when you're, with someone that gives you hope in life, and you have to look at the state of your 11th house, right? Like, if you have Pluto there or Saturn there, and someone comes in and is conjuncting that with their Jupiter, then there's going to be some modification to this, and it's just going to bring up your own 11th house issues, as with any planet coming into any house that is making a major aspect to a personal planet that you have there, or that's being aspected from that house. But in general, just isolating this one on its own, definitely friendship vibe. I mean, maybe even so much so that in a romantic relationship, it's a bit of a friend zone kind of energy. But adding this to a relationship chart that has a ton of Pluto or whatever would actually probably be a really good thing and a really helpful overlay. Air house overlays can really do a lot to lighten the mood of some of these more intense plutonic or Neptunian relationships that feel super intense and wild and crazy at times. If you have these 3rd house overlays or 11th house overlays, or 7th house can be also kind of intense, but particularly 3rd and 11th can really add a feeling of buddies and friends and lightheartedness to some of these more intense relationships. So I like to see it. I like to see this one. I've had experience with this one and being very helpful and eye-opening for my life. And I'd love to know your experience of this overlay. Was it like this? Was it not like this? And I am taking your requests also. Let me know in the comments any videos you'd like me to do on natal or synastry or even composite chart aspects. And I'll add them to my list. Thanks for watching, you guys, and talk soon.